So here we are on part B, question 4. All right. So we want to predict the output. Again, notice this is part 1 of the midterm exam. So we are not allowed to use Python shell. We need to handwork these. All right. So I have my blank page ready. I'm looking at part B, number 4 here. So we want to find the output of this. You understand? So I will make a space here for the output, and I hope you will do the same. Make sure you clearly write down the output, which is the part I will grade, and somewhere around here will be the scratch work. Okay? Okay, so what should this be? We have defined a function blah blah, which takes some L and takes some input N. What do they mean? Well, for I in L. So L, therefore, could be a list, could be a tuple, could be a string, something that is iterable. That's what for I in L stands for. Then you are saying for J in range N. What does that say? N, therefore, is going to be some positive integer. All right. For I in L. Now print I of 0. What does that mean? Every entry in L is a string or a list or a tuple. In other words, L itself has to be a list. Okay? Either a list or a tuple, but it can't be a string. All right. Print I 0 index item j times. Okay? So here is the concrete problem. Capital A is the list of strings how, comma, r, comma, u. T is 3, and we have to predict the output of blah blah applied to A, T. What does that mean? What that means is I need to predict the output of blah blah function applied to the list how, are you question mark this list for this value of t. Do you understand? So I want to predict the output of this function. Okay, so I'm going to go through a for loop for every I in L. In other words, in the list I'm on the first location. For every j in range n, n being t, which is 3. So what is range n in this case? Range n, range 3 is the list 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to go through this index 0, index 1, index 2. All right, so that's where my j is running through. When j is 0, I'm multiplying I0, that is the 0 entry character age, 0 times. In other words, the output is a blank output. Okay, so I have the first line is a blank. Okay, I will show it by just keeping one space. Okay, notice it doesn't show anything. Second time when I is I'm still in the inner loop. This is nested loop. J is on the first location, so H appears once. All right, so my first line was empty, second line has H. Then continuing on the inner loop, j now takes the position 2, the value 2, I0 2 times, that is age 2 times. So I will get a printout of HH. So let me remind you, print by default setting goes to new line. That's why empty line, 1 character, new line, 2 characters, new line. So I'm done with the inner loop. Now going to the outer loop, I takes the second position, the word R, and J will go through 0, 1, 2, the same story. The first line is an empty line, nothing shows, right? Oops, why is this doing? Doesn't seem to accept. All right, okay. The second one, in other words, a line is left behind. The second one prints A once. The third one prints AA, right? Because J is 2, so A gets printed 2 times. So they better be aligned. There you go. There you go. Then I have a line free. I'm on the third word, U, 0 times, 1 time, 2 times. All right. So I'll skip a line. You skip a line. Go to the next line. Y is written once. Align it. Then go to the next line. Y is written twice. Okay. So mind you, let me remind you, print ends by default on a new line. So I'm going down at every stage. Okay.